Hey, what's going on? How are you? You're all very welcome to episode 72 of Buckshot with your host Tom O'Mahony for Friday the 24th of August 2018. Jesus, you think I'd start writing the fucking date down before this? God almighty. I think I got it right. How in the Christ are you? We're Friday, lads. We made it. The weekend is just over the hill. Oh, you might be listening to this over the weekend. Or you might be listening to this and we're talking about last weekend. Who knows? Got a lot of new listeners jumping on board. Fair fucking play to you. You're all very welcome. People catching up. Mother of God, the numbers have shot up in the last fortnight. Numbers have shot up. Shut up, lads. You must be spreading the word, spreading the gospel. Yeah. By Jesus, the revolution is on. I don't know what we're going to revolt against. Maybe just, I don't know, shite podcasting. Is there any such thing as shite podcasting? If it's a podcast for you, maybe I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just wondering, is there shite podcasting? Anyway, the Vodafone Comedy Carnival in Galway. Any people out west? I will be gigging kind of all week long around the country, and also in Galway over that weekend. So it is the last week. It runs for about a week. On the Tuesday night of it, I will be in the Roisin Dove with Jason Byrne, Zoe Lyons, and then I'm away around the country gigging. And then I'm back again on the Saturday, somewhere in Galway. Don't know where yet. Somewhere also in Galway, possibly the Roisin Dove. I will be on the Sunday as well. And I think I may be gigging somewhere else, but I'll be around Galway. Anyway, it's more or less up on the website. Well, no, their website isn't fully finished with all the locations yet and venues and all the rest of it. So as per, I get it. For now, anyway, definitely locked in. The Tuesday is locked in. That's in the Roisin Dove on the 23rd. But I'll be gigging in Belfast and Dublin as well that week, I think. Yeah. That much is up on my website, tomomahony.com. Anyway, but don't worry, there's bag more gigs. There's bag more gigs around the place, lads. Just have a look at the website, you'll see it. How was your week? Was it good? I had a weird week. Between teaching and acting. I also had an audition myself. I say audition. It was a fucking casting for an ad. Whatevs. I've never gone to a casting with less of a fuck in me. It was with a group of friends, and that was the idea. It was a group of friends for this thing, and I was asked who they were. And genuinely, I hadn't one fuck in my head. All I could think about was going for a coffee afterwards, and I was kind of hungry. And then I got a recall today. So today being Thursday, because I'm recording this at 11:30 Thursday night, because tomorrow is fucking bananas. I won't have time to put it out, so it's now 11:30 at night. I'm not long in the door, I'll tell you. So I got a recall. I think it went all right today. Sorry for yawning. It's very rude. It went all right. I mean, what the fuck else do you do? It's set in a bar scene. There's no... Like, I was trying to improv with these bunch of actors. No, it wasn't happening. And by improv, I wasn't like, pick a number, any of that shit. I mean, I was just shooting the breeze, trying to make some fake conversation to make it look good on camera. No, God bless them. I assume these people were actors, so were behaving like real actors outside the door, and I got grouped in with all these people who I didn't know. So you're just shooting the shit, and they're throwing you kind of the odd directional thing, like, here, take it in this direction. And I was just kind of... So anyway, Teresa, tell us all about that crazy taxi driver. And she go, I know, and then he said, I'm a taxi... And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, right, okay, fucking hell. Fair enough. So I had that this morning, and then I finally, I'll talk more about this on the Ramble Pod, but I got my fat hole in gear, and I finally went over the road to Go Gym. Not Leanne Moore and Dave Behan's Go Gym, but the other Go Gym, which is Dave Behan and Jay, from California, friend of the podcast, the legend himself. Went over to Jay and he put, oh, mother of fucking Jesus Christ. I know, I'm grand right now. I'm in kind of a good buzz, all day, a nice little buzz. Lads, I haven't done a fucking... I did that triathlon earlier in the year I was telling you about. But, fuck me. I haven't done a stroke since it. And I mean, I took my own A's at that fucking thing, Jesus Christ. I was lightheaded and everything. I fucking get a diurolite when I came back to the house. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I lost so much fucking minerals out through my face. Okay, I'll tell you know what? The follow up to this will be the Ramble Pot on Tuesday. I'll tell you what shape my body's going to be in, or has been in, over the weekend, because I can guarantee you it's going to be in fucking ribbons tomorrow morning. I just know it. I know it. I feel great right now, but I just know it. So the dog herself, Baroness, she didn't win. The Nose of Tralee is what the competition was called. She didn't win it. It came down to, it was a voting thing. It wasn't actually judges in the end. It was votes. By all accounts, the winner campaigned heavily. And I was kind of going, oh, okay. There wasn't a big fucking cash prize. I thought there was a cash prize. It's like a fucking year's free dog food. It's like, alright, small fucking dog. It doesn't cost that much. Jesus, although I did get her fucking top end gear today. I said, fuck it, you know what? Little treat for you, dog. I'm not joking with you. I read the ingredients on the back of it. I would definitely, I might do a video of me eating some dog food over the weekend. Jesus, you want to see what's in this stuff? Like, freshly caught, fucking carefully deboned, freshly fucking caught wild game. Like duck, pheasant, deer. You're like, fuck, I'm eating this shit myself. So no, she didn't win it. I didn't watch The Rose of Tralee. I can't believe Irish people are still into that fucking thing, like. Is it not what the... I mean, I'm not saying this that it's degrading to women. It's not at all. If you've chosen to go into that thing. And I'm guessing it gives you get an awful lot of fucking opportunities out of it. And people say, well, why isn't there a fucking male Rose of Tralee? It's like, because who would give a fuck? Who'd give a fuck? You know what I mean? Every bloke just up there in a tux. What the fuck is that going to be? Grown in a shoga cannot pull off creepy and awkward like fucking Dahi can anyway. So I'm just amazed that it's still on because people are still interested in it. It's like, but there's way more, like it's Netflix, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, I don't know. I guess it was probably watched now through a different eyes. Not like, oh, look at the lovely girls. Probably watched now so people can just fucking hound it and live tweet it on fucking Twitter. Of course, tweeting it would be my brain is all over the fucking shop. I was still half fucked from that workout, and then I no sooner got home, fed the dog, and had to shoot straight out to meet Spike. We went for a bite first, so then back to the hotel where he stayed during the week. Again, I'm yawning. Fucking rude, so fucking rude. I haven't time to be editing out yawns either. Jesus Christ, yeah. It was good though. It was good. I'm not like you. Fucking hell, you want to see that man's phone? We talk about it a bit, like, and I'll leave your phone. If you think leaving your phone down for a couple of hours and coming back and getting a couple of notifications, you're like, Jesus Christ, who am I, the Pope? Look at this crowd. And even friends of mine, because I suppose I'm in this business and stuff, I probably get a couple of more notifications than your average person. But I mean physically a couple of more. Like, I mean, yeah, there's some days like your phone just fucking blows up. But I have never, in all my born days, I didn't think a phone could take the fucking heat that I was getting while Spike was just sitting there during the conversation. So I was amazed to get like 50 minutes. We did 50 minutes today, which is to find that time, and he's about to go fighting and all the rest with a huge fight coming up. It's fucking amazing. What's going on in the world? I'm not going to drag on. I don't know why I'm still talking to you. You're going, get the fuck off, Tom, will you? I told you about the gigs. Told you. I got a couple of messages today about Rory's stories. Are people still doing that? Are they still looking at that? Like, I don't see this stuff you see on my timeline. I think Facebook has picked up on the fact, oh, right, this guy actually does stand-up. Okay. And that's not me being snobby, but at the same time, if you want to call yourself a comedian, get on a fucking stage and do stand-up. You know what I mean? Don't be filming it and fucking let's reset there and go again. You can't reset and go again on a fucking on a stand-up stage. You just can't. You got to do it right first time, and that's it. That's my belief. I think you make comedy sketches, sure, yeah, but you're not a comedian. You're not. Jesus, I'm being a ratty bastard at this is or maybe they are comedians, maybe you know what. But I mean, look, it doesn't appeal to me. I've seen a couple of those sketches and it's like, what's blowing my fucking mind is like they hit 1 million views and stuff. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Like there's no punchline, there's no setup, there's no fucking smart little fucking reveal in the middle of it. There's fucking nothing. It's just him and your one just fucking going at it and going, men and women, guess. It's like, no, I understand. And there's always a place for men and women comedy. You know, people sometimes say, oh, it's a bit fucking hacky. Like, there is, no, because everybody, you know, it's a fairly common thing. You know, obviously there's men and men, and there's women and women, and there's trans and trans, and whatever the fuck. But on a greater scale, if you want to appeal to the greater masses, you got to talk about men and women. And yeah, there are some funny shit between men and women. But am I missing the fucking trick? I watched one once. It got sent to me asking me for my opinion, genuinely. Going, am I missing the comedy in this? Because they know I write comedy. And it's like, this dude answers the phone while filling, I don't know, he's just digging some gravel or something, wearing a high-vis vest. Answers it, she's on the other line. They don't even do a split screen. They just cut to her. It's like, oh man. I mean, I'm no genius editor, but Jesus. And she's like, oh, what are you up to? He's like, I'm working. She's like, all right. So anyway, she proceeds to tell him a bit of a story or something. He's like, yeah, listen, I have to get back to work. She's like, what the fuck? Why the fuck are you always being so fucking rude? Why? And then it's like, Jesus. And he hangs up. End of sketch. End of sketch. I'm serious. There's no setup. Nothing. There's you know what I mean? There's no setup. Which, if there isn't a setup, you can't land a punchline. And I'd forgive him that. You go, all right, you know, you've never done this in a live form. You've never seen what actually works. Because look, here's the thing. If all you've ever done is punch a fucking punch bag, you might be the greatest fucking fighter in the world. If all you've ever seen is a punch bag, and you're locked in a room with just that punch bag, you'll fuck it up. But then you get in the ring, and somebody fucking hands you your own fucking anus. Then that's when reality kicks in. So I'd forgive him that. But to not even aim to finish with a punchline. And by punchline I don't mean actual physical words or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be words. Just the whole sketch needs to, I'll give the perfect example. Watch the Catherine Tate show. Everything finishes with, this is the reason why we're doing the fucking sketch. Do you get me? That's what a punchline is. That the reveal is the explanation of why the fuck it's funny. And why the fuck you're even making the sketch. There is no, it's just like, you've walked in the middle of a sketch, like, hold on, you took out the start and the end. And we've just seen this segment in the middle, and it's got over 1 million fucking views. Is that like, and my only thing is like, please say 900,000 of those are just sharing with each other, asking the same question, going, am I wrong, or is this not fucking funny? Like, I don't know either of the folks. I'm sure they're fine people. I'm probably going to be gigging with Joanna Enya. She seems to be fucking on the stage a fair bit at the minute, which is good, which is great. Now, she's getting a lot of opportunities, but then again, she has created a big fucking name for herself, which is what happens. It happens, right? But I'm fucking baffled. But apparently there was this fucking one came out today or yesterday, and it was something like he banged his fucking hand down on the table because she's giving him a bit of fucking hard time. He's only in the door from work. And he's like, would you ever fuck off, and bangs his hand on the table. And like there was this fucking litany of tweets from women going, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest when he hit the table. It's like, how fucking close were you holding that phone to your fucking face to say you were that invested in it? And then I kind of explained both edges of the sword. It's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Because this again was another, God bless us, but a dreadful fucking, it wasn't comedy. It was just, again, the middle of a scene. Like any writer would fucking stab you in the fucking head if that's what you produced them. He said, here's a scene. And they go, well, where's the start of it? What's the point of it? And where the fuck is the end of it? But he bangs his hand apparently on the fucking table or something, goes, would you ever fuck off at yourself? Or something like that. I saw it, I'll be honest, I barely watched it because my brain only switched on for about 2%, which is what I figured I needed. But fuck me, I needed to switch off more. But the article that I was in, again, one of these fucking, we're fucking loving it over here. You're like, you're speaking collectively as you're all, as the Borg. Like, what the fuck? You're all, I never understand that. Like, we're loving fucking such and such in this style. How are you, did you go around the whole office and put a fucking petition, like, or just could you sign that if you do love Beyonce's new hearings? Like, it's the most bizarre way of writing something. But I saw this thing and it's divided. It's like, you fucking hell, your days are fucking writing on stories about fucking sketches that I put up on YouTube, jeez, or Facebook. That's one thing. But the next thing, the sketch is fucking dreadful. But then what's worse is the comments on the sketch are like people who, they're writing like people who actually know about what they're fucking watching. But you're going, if you're watching this and you're that invested in it that you got a fright when the man banged his fucking hand on the table, it means you get invested in all the ones they watch, which explains to me the kind of fuckos that watch it. It's like, okay, Jesus, that's explained everything to me. And there's times then when I just want to catch the phone and just fuck it and, you know, is there a way to block all that? Because I thought I had, and it seems to be creeping into my fucking timeline of late, like. And then I'm guessing the more I open the fucking things, the more this shit is going to show up. Is that the crack? Please, somebody tell me the fucking crack with that. Can I block all that? Is there a way? Can I just go in and go, here, anything that's pure and utter, lazy, mindless, and fucking just terrible. Just out and out terrible. And I can tell, listen. Yeah, I'm going to go straight out and be a snobby cunt here. I know what I'm fucking talking about. Do you know, I do fucking live stand-up several times a week and do very well at it. So I can tell you I can't tell you what good surgery looks like because I don't know how to fucking do that. I can't tell you what a good fucking haircut looks like because I don't know how to fucking do that. But when comedy is comedy and you haven't fucking even attempted to write a fucking thing, you've just gone, let's just fucking go for it. See where it goes. And it's like, what the fuck? My opinion on the thing anyways, because I got asked about this sketch, is that, yeah, no, it's just another bad sketch. It's just another very bad sketch. Don't be worried about him shouting and roaring at some fictitious situation. And his hand banging on the table. That, oh my God, my heart nearly stopped. Fuck me. Don't leave two doors open in the fucking house then ever, because I can tell you one thing, when a gust of wind passes through, you're going to actually shit your knickers. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. It's just bad. That's all it is. Don't be looking too deeply into these things. It's just fucking bad. That's what you need to look for if it's a comedy sketch. Start, a point, and a fucking end. That's it. Just needs to have a point. Even if it just has a good point. But it does need a start and a fucking end as well. Jesus. I went off on one there, didn't I? Fucking hell tonight. Anyway. Christ almighty, didn't even get on to talk about the Pope and the excitement. Thankfully, I'll be out of the city. I'll be in the great city of Cork because I've got corporate stuff this weekend, and I'll be in Cork for most of it. So I will avoid all the fucking road closures, which is fantastic. Fantastic. The best of luck to Franny and all the people going to see him. Whether you like it or love the situation, there's going to be a lot of ice cream sold. Somebody's going to make some money. It's great to see it. Like I said, in Cork all weekend, speaking. Oh, by the way, before I get on to it, thank you very much. A bunch of fucking stuff went on Tea Republic. Like I said, somebody bought a cushion. Still haven't heard it's hiding her hair. Maybe they haven't gotten it yet. Fair play to some people, you're buying stickers. Some people bought a fucking lash of stickers over the weekend. And a t-shirt went somewhere during the week as well. Blowing my mind. I'm fucking delighted. Like I said, you don't make a fucking bean off it through fucking Tea Republic, but I'm fucking delighted that people, more so, it's like good advertising, and people are getting a t-shirt and stuff out of it. This is great. Fair play to the gang on Patreon. We have a new patron. My phone is pinging over there. Could be another fucking patron. Thank you very, very much to two new people who signed up. Again, Trisha and Kevin. Lovely. We have a lady on board. That's brilliant. Funding towards the podcast. So I've got a list from the great man himself, Gordon Rochford, of what to get for the next stage. But I have the microphone ordered for the Ramble Pod. Anyway, it's a one-directional microphone that'll do perfect, nice and clean for the Ramble Pod. But for the fucking big podcast for the October, because say nothing, but there might be a live podcast coming up. And no, it's not in the podcast festival because turns out I'm not cool enough to be in the podcast festival, which suits me absolutely fucking fine because you know what? We're a bunch of fucking outriders, us guys. Plus, our numbers are doing absolutely fucking fine with being underneath any fucking umbrella. And we get full control over what we get to fucking say, don't we? Like that, Patreon, you're fucking legends. A couple of more came in this week. And God bless you. Good on you, Peter Mulcahy. I didn't even know you could fucking do. I didn't. And I'm able to see your full name as well. It's fucking brilliant. Good on you, Peter. He stepped up. I didn't know you could do it, but fucking fair play. He stepped up his pledge. Took it up a fucking notch to the next level. Good on you. Good on you. You'll notice a video went up the other day. Fuck, they're massive. But thanks to fucking advice from one of the listeners, they sent me on the new settings for what I need to do when it comes to, and it's coming out just as clear, much smaller, which means I'll be able to get up more videos and whatnot, and I'll be able to get them up faster. The internet isn't fucking bad here, but Jesus, Mary and Joseph, you're trying to put up a 15.5 gig fucking video. Whoo! Does it take fucking a couple of hours? And of course, who has a couple of hours these days? But fair play. Anybody who wants to jump on Patreon, gang, we're making strides. We're after getting new microphones ordered. The new gear will be ordered before the end of October. It'll be in, and I'll be trialling it because, like I said, please God, as Dinny O'Brien I used to work with, that's how he used to say, please God. He used to say, we'll have the gear up and running. It's going to cost a few fucking bob, this one. We're going to be into this one for about 450, 500 fucking blips. But look, we're going to fucking get there because the revolution is starting. The pack of sound fuckers that you are. You understand that to go forward, we need to do it together. And like that, I will be setting up the tier system where we're going to it'll be over. I'm gonna see which one is viable, but it'll be over a certain amount. Once you're in there, I will do podcasts, Skype podcasts with listeners if you're up for it. Have fucking full on powwows, and we'll do it on Skype. We'll have a proper one. Patreon, if you haven't heard of it, if you're wondering what the fuck's he been talking about for the last 3 minutes, it's a means of funding the podcast you're into. Because like that, as you can see, they're for free, but they do cost a few bob for hosting fees and all the rest of it. The equipment costs a few bob. And even like tonight, you know what I mean. Tonight was fucking. You got 3-4 hours to fucking just out trying to fucking meet a guest and all the rest of it. Not that I'm going to charge anybody for that. I don't want to charge anybody. I want ye to self-produce this show. I'll be the voice of it and I'll be the editor of it. But this is for ye to produce it. And like that, I'd love to knock out a fucking another one. I'd love to come up with a funky way of doing another one. But here's the plan. Going forward, as I say in the business world, hopefully we're going to have... I didn't finish off what Patreon was actually about for the people that have never heard of it. That's what it is. And you can go onto the patreon.com/Tom O'Mahony Buckshot, and exclusively to patrons only are the videos from my interviews. Now I will be videoing the Ramble Pod. That I'll put up for free, just so you can get a vibe of how much more interactive it is to have me, my big fat face, talking to you. But as for the interview ones, those ones are going to be exclusive to patrons only. When you sign up and pledge to Patreon, then you get to see the videos of the podcast, of me actually chatting with the actual people. Have a look at it. It helps. Look, it's going to fucking help get this fucking thing off the ground so we can all go together and you can all be part of it. And don't worry, there'll be shout outs to you. Absolutely. Now, moving on. Cork. I'll be in Cork this weekend. Speaking of Cork, Cork's pride and joy was today's returning guest, the first returning guest, and my first proper guest from episode 6, I think. His name is Gary Spike O'Sullivan, a very, very good friend of mine. And I'm not just saying that because he's as cool as shit and he's a fucking really badass fighter, but we've become really, really good friends. He's one of the most gentle, fucking nicest, sweet blokes you'll ever meet in your life. He cannot do enough for people. I cannot fathom how he does it all. We spoke briefly about it, but I can't wrap my fucking head around it. He's an unbelievably established fighter. He's 30 fucking fights, 28 wins, 20 of those by fucking knockout. Knocking the fuck out of people. He had 2 losses. One to Billy Joe Saunders. No shame in that. He's still the current fucking middleweight champion. And Chris Eubank Jr., but as we talked about it, burst eardrum, had to throw in the towel. Not really a fucking contest. The shape he's in right now, and I could see by him, he looks like the Terminator right now. Just so determined looking. Very relaxed, very calm. He looks like a fucking new beast. A man reborn. Former WBO Intercontinental Champion himself. He currently holds... is it the... I think he holds the North American title, I think, right now. Fighting under Murphy's Boxing and Golden Boy. Fighting out of Celtic Warrior gyms in Dublin. Please go crazy for the absolutely fantastic, great and powerful Gary Spike O'Sullivan. You fight at the weight you kind of are, aren't you? Like, you don't cut massive weight. Like, I kind of always get a notion that that's kind of cheating a bit, isn't it? Like, if you're cutting mad weight to get into a fucking weight category that you're not really built to be in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember,
trains you, like, you know.
Remember watching McGregor, like, he'd going down to 145. The man clearly is not a 145er, like.
Yeah.
But he'd look like hell.
Yeah.
But then he blows back up by 20 odd pounds the following day, and you're kind of going, is that a bit of a cheat? Because you're kind of, I know it's bending it's keeping within the rules, like, but it's kind of.
Give you a disadvantage and or an advantage. I think an advantage earlier on sometimes in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You could drain it all coming down that much, you know.
I'd say so, and it wouldn't be good for your liver either.
No, actually, long term, it's definitely not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for your health and stuff.
Because you were saying, like, I remember what fight it was. Do you know what? It was the last time it was over. It was May last year when we had our last interview, and you were just coming up to a fight. You minced whatever. I think it was poor old Chauncey. You fucking minced him.
Oh yeah.
You fucking, God bless him.
That was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. He asked for that fight. Actually, he was the one who requested the fight.
Specifically asked for you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
I think they contacted my promoter.
It's like picking out the fucking hammer you want to be fucking killed with.
I know, yeah. Fucking scandalous. I didn't know what he was up to.
Ah, sure, look.
He fancied his chances, obviously. I think it was after I got beat by Eubank. I think it was might have been my next fight.
Or he was going to go for your from your eardrums.
Yeah, but they were perfect. So he was he had the wrong idea in mind, like.
Poor old bastard.
Yeah.
But even at that, you were telling me that you'd only. Yeah, Jesus, you weren't concerned about weight dropping, because I remember it was just a big thing at the time. They were talking about it everywhere. It was fucking weight dropping. And I just said it to you. I went, nah, I've about 8 pounds, I'd say, and I'll be grand.
Yeah.
Which sounds.
I'm even better this time.
Where do you reckon you'll be this time?
Prior to training now today, I was 6 pounds overweight. Like,
stop.
Prior to sparring, so I'm practically on weight, like.
So I've seen you spar, and it just pours out of you.
Yeah, and I was after having an omelette and porridge prior to. I weighed myself in a coffee or two, and weight's
probably a few pounds in that, sure.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah. Weight's very good right now. I think it's a good advantage myself anyway, personally, because you don't be drained down making the weight, you know.
Yeah, it's the same you is going in as what was training the whole way, like.
Exactly.
Because I'd be, Jesus Christ, some of the lads, like, it's really come to the fore because obviously MMA has become so big or whatever, but it's like, so they show the fucking weigh-ins, like, but it became a thing. It was like, oh, it's a weigh-in, oh look, and you're looking at these lads and they look like death. The heavyweights seem to be the only fellas who look happy up there, like, because they're like, well.
I seen something on Twitter there recently. There was a guy. He was actually being two guys, kind of like his coaches or whatever, were balancing him by the elbows. Each one had
stop,
and they left go momentarily to check his weight. And then he was going to collapse, so they caught him again. He made the weight anyway. Like, but I think he got battered right after it. Like,
but you've only 24 hours to get your weight back up again.
Give or take, yeah, probably a bit more beating because
late at night or whatever. Like,
usually the daytime is the weigh-in on the Friday. And the fight's not the Saturday night, so
yeah,
32 hours or something like that.
Still, Jesus, though. To throw like 20 odd pounds back onto your system, like, it can't be good, like.
Oh, no, definitely not for your health anyway, I don't believe.
Like, what if it all goes to the wrong place? You just end up with a big fat head. But and you've been fair active since, I mean, it's just over a year. Well, we'd say, all right, we're August, but it's so a year and 4 months, whatever, but you've cleaned out 4 poor bastards.
Yeah, I think around that, yeah, 4 or 5, is it? I don't even know, no, yeah, you're probably right.
I was only looking at it.
Yeah,
I think it's
right,
4,
yeah.
And there's 5. There's a 5th one coming up, like.
There is, yeah.
Like that one. Why was it in? Was it in LA where you went out in the sombrero? That looked What was that like, fighting outside? That was LA, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the Stub Hub.
Right, yeah.
Well, Galaxy play football, but it was good fighting outdoors. It was nice weather there, actually, in LA, and it was quite...
I love
nice.
that. It's lovely weather, yeah.
So it was nice, like...
I mean, you absolutely fucking assassinated that poor bastard as well, like.
Yeah, he wasn't in my league, I don't think.
No, yeah, sure he wasn't. God bless him, sure he was... As they say in Cork, pure God help us of a lad. Like,
yeah,
he was. He was full of zest for the first round, and then he got a fuck.
He could punch hard there, you know.
He looked like he had confidence.
He had 14 wins and one loss going into the fight, like, you know. But he just, I think that's what he had anyway. Around that.
It's funny, isn't it, that like that, you know, like in boxing, that they don't like. I suppose be a bit mean because a fella can just train and get better in one, but it's almost there's no regulations. There's relegation system. Do you know, like the Premier League?
Yeah.
You know you're going to be playing a decent team, and there's just no argument with it because they've won their position to be in the Premier League and they're not in Division 2. Like, do you know?
Yeah.
It'd be like, but then I suppose, you know, you can't really do that with individuals, or you can't like.
Well, I suppose that their record, maybe, you know.
I so yeah. But even you were saying, like, sometimes stuff can be a small bit skewed, like, you know.
Yeah.
Fella could be throwing a bunch of fucking slaves to the lions there for a good while to keep him on the title, you know.
That happens for sure, yeah. Built up records, like, you know.
Yeah.
You see that quite a bit as well.
Do you know what? Does it? Because we were talking, I've often talk about you and stuff because you'd be the most prominent boxer that I would know, but is it a thing, like, would you have got, I mean, you've fought for every, like, not just in the ring, but you fought for every fucking opportunity you're after getting in with Murphy Boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting in now with Golden Boy as well. Like, but you having to go to America. Do you reckon there's more opportunity? Like, say if you'd up Stick's family 10 years ago and said, I'm off to the States, would it be any difference? I mean, I know it's a smaller world now and stuff, like.
Possibly, yeah. It might have been. It's hard to tell, you know, but I've enjoyed the journey, you know, and it's like I feel ready for what I'm about to embark on now, you know.
Yeah.
You know, if it was on hand to me easier, you know, I don't think maybe I'd be ready right now, but it's been a tough journey around about 9 to 5, as you said, for everything I got, so I feel as though I've earned this chance and feeling good for it now, you know.
Who, because like that, I suppose the other side of it too is that you stand out from the crowd a bit too, though, don't you? Because if you were over in America, you just end up being another fucking American fighter, wouldn't you? Like,
yeah, true.
You know,
I stand out a bit from the crowd, a gorgeous bastard, like.
You are, like, we talked about this before the battle, like, your fucking skin is ridiculous, like.
Yeah,
for somebody,
very healthy diet, like, you know.
But I mean, your skin must be actually good skin anyway to stand.
Yeah,
like,
I think I've kind of oily, good skin. I've never really been cut. I got it cut once in my whole career.
What?
Through a clash of heads. That was it. There was a guy clashed heads with me in the first round of a fight, and you know, bro, heal up quick. And whenever I get any kind of scratches or black eyes, they heal very quick.
Because I've had the likes of Luke Healer on and a couple of other MMA lads and stuff like that, and you can just, when you look closely at the face, like, you know what I mean, it's been through the mincer, like, you know.
Yeah, Luke I've been unfortunate. Yeah, Luke was a stablemate of mine for years, you know, and probably I'd say maybe I spared Luke more than anyone else ever that he did in his career, like, you know, and he was susceptible to cuts, you know. Mostly in fights you wouldn't really get cut and sparring because you got the headgear on.
Yes,
That's the main reason for wearing headgear, is to stop the cuts, you know. Contrary to what some people think, it's to protect your brain. No, it's not. It's
because it's just putting another drum on your fucking head, really. Like,
it is. I think it actually might be a bit more detrimental to the brain, I think.
Do you think so?
I think so, and as well, it extends your chin a little bit, so it gives more kind of leverage to twist your neck, I think.
Right, Jesus, yeah. I would have never, ever spotted that, like, and the designers obviously wouldn't have spotted that either, like.
Yeah, I don't think so, no. That's my take on it anyway, you know. But, like...
So, but
Luke, he's got a lot of cuts from fights.
Even the time I interviewed him, like, it was like maybe 5 days after his last fight, and he was like, I'm going to be breathing pretty heavy through this because his whole nose is blocked up.
Yeah.
His 2 eyes were, you know what I mean?
I don't know, maybe I'm not sure what it is, but his skin, I don't know.
Some people have, I'd be, maybe just a southern thing, I'd thick old skin like yours too, like, if getting a bruise now, it'd heal up pretty quick, like, you know what I mean? Like,
thick neck as well.
Oh, I have. Oh no, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. You fucking know I have.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. But you have to have a brass neck, don't you? Like,
you have to.
Because as you said it to me even before, like with the moustache and stuff. Like, the moustache is just, Do you know, I was thinking too, we need to make T-shirts of just, you know what I mean? You know the way you see a silhouette of a person and you'd know who it is?
Yeah.
We just do a head, just the shape of a head, just one line, and just the moustache.
Yeah.
And the little chin bit as well.
Moustache is my business card, like, you know.
It is, yeah. Why not?
It is, actually.
Has it gotten a name?
No, not
Jesus
yet,
Christ. How did you
have to come up with one? Maybe that's you, Tomboy, or the man.
Oh, definitely. But you know, but you're right though, because it's and even the thing, you're addicted to them Bickies now, aren't you?
I am, yeah. It's a good job they're low calorie. It's a good show that, huh? I know the biscuits, good man.
I see. You can't go with your hands fucking swinging.
No,
you know what I mean? Like there's a certain decorum to show up, like. Do you know?
Especially with me, like my reputation starts swinging punches right now.
There you go. Yeah. No. Do you know
you brought the biscuits?
I know it could be a different fucking story altogether. A couple of Asians around the corner.
I know, yeah. There was cancelled flight or something like that.
Oh, is that
it often happens actually. The Asian people they have cancelled flights and they end up.
They chuck them in here.
Yeah, because it's the biggest hotel, like, you know, most rooms.
It's like to explain this to the listeners. We were walking down. We're in Spike's fucking damn near suite. Jesus, you could have a fight in here.
Yeah, it's quite big.
And we're walking down the corridor, and there's just this queue of Asians, little old Asians, just all queued back up the corridor, and then round to the lift. Yeah. The fucking reception's only 70 yards around the other corner.
It's a common occurrence there.
Where were they going? Maybe up a floor,
up floor,
right?
Yeah. The lifts aren't the best here. They're very sort of rows, cool, like they're.
Okay, right, yeah.
So they're a bit slow.
And there's a few of them look like a hip could give out at any second.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Although I thought you were in one or two of them there.
Look, that was just the way I was squinting at him. That's Spike, as it's well known I'm a racist.
Oh, yeah. I concur.
Who's your sparring part? Where's he after coming over from? What's his name again? Lovely chap.
Darryl Williams. Yeah, he came from London.
Right.
Been good sparring actually for Lemieux. He's stylistically similar to Lemieux.
Right, yeah.
But he's a weight division above. He's super middleweight. Right now he's walking around at 13 stone plus, you know.
That's a big boy.
So he's a significant weight advantage on me, but it's been good because he's strong, you know, and Lemieux was a strong come forward fighter, so you know, I believe Williams will be stronger, you know, so it's good prep.
Did you do 12 rounds today, like?
Oh, no, not today, no.
When would you do? What's that process? Because
I do that there in America before the fight.
Right.
Like about the final week.
Right. And just open up the engine fully, like.
Yeah. Exactly. Although,
to be fair with you though, you've worked up to these 10 round and 12 round fights, like. And next thing you murk the poor bastard. You're like, I put in all this fucking work, and you drop into the second round, like.
Yeah, I think it's going to be similar this time, you know.
Yeah, I was. No, I'm no fucking expert, but I was watching. I was going, yeah, Spike has your number, like. Especially looking at your last.
Without doubt, yeah.
You know what I mean? He has your number.
I think, you know, it's going to be a good night for me.
But he was trying to call you out, was it? How did that?
Well, initially I called him out there some time back. He didn't.
Oh, did you?
I don't really. You know, I'm above him now. I'm ranked above him, and I didn't really need him, even though he is former world champion. But you know, he HBO and Golden Boy, they thought it was a good fight, so I said, yeah, sure, let's have it then. It's a fight. Gets you on that card, so you can have a look at the two guys. I was on the card anyway, you know.
Oh, were you? He was just they had to put some head there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the size of it. Yeah.
So you don't really care. It's just like grand, whatever. Like.
So just kind of agreed to fight him in the end, you know.
And and it seems it's all kind of stateside these times, like, really, isn't it? Like there's nothing for you in Europe, really. Like
no, not anymore. No.
Is it that fellas just there's no point? Like they just have.
Well, I don't know that there's a lot of good fighters in Europe too. Like Billy Joe Saunders,
of course,
world champion. He's in the UK, but there's a lot of other good fighters out there too. But no, it's just you know, I got a big fan base in America now, and you know, HBO like me, and there's more money there in the States.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
You know?
Say no more.
Yeah.
And but going back to the one in LA where it was on, was it Cinco de Mayo? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was class. Like,
what?
Had you preempted wearing the old sombrero out to the ring?
Well, yeah, I was thinking about it, but I couldn't kind of get my hands on one. And then
not too many in Cork, I suppose. Yeah.
Guy Robert Diaz, he works for Golden Boy, like,
right.
He's
with a name like Diaz, I'm guessing
he's one of the top guys.
He's not from Connemara.
Golden Boy's a great guy actually, and I reached out to him and I said, what do you think about me wearing a sombrero? While we were in LA, I figured I'd get one, you know. But he messaged me back. He goes, I'm just getting on the plane. Him and Oscar De La Hoya were boarding the plane. I think it was, I don't know, Stewart or some crazy country somewhere. So he goes, believe it or not, I have a sombrero.
Stop.
I just bought it just in case you wanted to wear it. We were going to suggest it. Great minds think alike.
And he bought a green one too.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Stop.
That was fucking brilliant, man.
Because you don't, like, I suppose it's uncharted territory to us to be in a place like, well, to me anyway, to be in a place, you don't know what's culturally sensitive, like, and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's a smart idea to ask a fella called Diaz, like, you know, just...
Yeah, I nearly made a mistake for this fight, actually. Well, some people seem to think it's a mistake anyway, you know. I think me and Lemieux were both kind of hard punchers, like, and, you know, he's got a good knockout ratio, and what I was thinking would be appropriate was the song from The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, you know.
Oh.
And I was going to come out with... But it's another Mexican holiday, you know.
Oh, is it?
It is, yeah.
What one is it?
2 Mexican holidays, Mexican independence.
There's some bios.
Canelo was fighting, you know, that night, so against Golovkin, and he's Mexican, obviously, but...
he's the most un-Mexican... You look more Mexican than he does.
I know,
he
I
looks
always
like...
said, you know, for years, there was never any inkling we were going to fight, you know, because he was at light middleweight and I was at middleweight, and we were on different kind of paths, and we might fight now, you know, looks likely, you know, but I always thought if I ever did, by any chance, fight that guy, people that don't know boxing just turn on the TV and the Mexican,
Irish and Mexican guy.
They're going to completely get it wrong, you know.
Big foxy head of hair. Where the fuck did he get that?
Well,
there was an old Viking wandering around there.
There was the Irish looking back in history. The Irish went to Mexico to help them out fighting their war, you know.
Because he looks like he's related to one of the Collinses.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
He looks like young
That's what I said.
Steve Jr.
He does. Yeah. He said, I often said to Steve Jr., your dad must have been in Mexico a few years ago, you know. Done a Foxer. He's such a great fighter too, you know.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Middleweight world champion as well, and like Steve Collins, you know, it's bizarre.
That'd be an unbelievable movie.
I know, yeah.
Jesus Christ. So I mean, like that. So I mean, you were saying Lemieux, but he's Canadian.
Oh, yeah, the mistake I almost made was Pascal said you can't come out to The Good, the Bad and the Ugly because what he's doing, he's shooting Mexicans in the movie, Clint Eastwood.
Right, okay.
You know, calling them gringos and all this. He said the Mexicans, it won't go down well.
Yeah.
You can't come out
to that. That's a valid point. That's a valid point, yeah.
That's a point taken.
Might just pick something Irish. Let's say it picks something Irish. You can't go too far wrong, like, you know.
No, but I thought a shootout, you know, between me and Lemieux, I was thinking would be appropriate music, so but no, apparently not.
Yeah, not on the day that it is.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
Put on all that hard work and all the rest of it. Yeah. But what was the idea behind? Because I shared it, and Jesus, it was. I had to rewatch it a few times. The trailer that came after that fight, the Cinco de Mayo fight.
Yeah.
Was that they were filming all week? Because I remember you were I don't know were you Facebook or Instagram, but you were banging up like pictures of you walking in to see it and all the rest of it. You were in you were just in around different parts of the stadium, and I thought that was it, promo stuff for yourself or whatever. Didn't think anymore about. Next thing, this trailer turned up. That looks like something Keanu Reeves would be in. Like,
yeah, it's they're going making a film. They're working on a film at the moment. Yeah,
so it's going to be like a docu-film.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think documentary film. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah,
but whoever's making it knows their shit, like, because you'd see these docu-films and you go,
the guy making it, Terry McMahon, he's actually from Dublin.
Right.
Been doing a few acting lessons with him as well, and no, I haven't been around any acting in the extra my own movie, but I've just been doing a bit of acting lessons as well because I got a few offers from Hollywood maybe to go there and do a few things.
Are you allowed to say it? Are you allowed to tell us?
Well, like, there was a couple of things came up and I got approached there for something set in the 1960s.
Right.
You know, I suppose the moustache fits in there,
yeah.
So that and the possibility of playing John L. Sullivan, and there's no John L. Sullivan movie, so you know, I possibly play.
Jesus, you barely need to change your name.
Yeah, exactly, and
Christ Almighty!
Boxer, and he was the first heavyweight gloved world champion. You know, and back in them days.
Was he the first? Right.
He was, yeah.
And heavyweights back in them days would probably be close to nearly your weight.
Absolutely, yeah, they were indeed, and I don't think he would have been the same sort of shape.
Of course,
but I think what people's visual or vision or memory or what would I say?
Their interpretation of it.
Yeah. John L. Sullivan would be something more looks like me.
Yeah.
But
in shape.
And obviously they can, in shape. Yeah, they can obviously add on a few pounds with the cameras, like, and getting guys in the movie of similar size to myself make me look like a heavyweight or whatever. I don't know how to do it, but I suppose I leave that to the guys in Hollywood. But
I'm sure they can cheat anything, man. They can make you look fucking 7 foot.
Yeah. Plus, once my boxing career is over, and I can put on a bit of weight, or
you can
fatten
fatten
up
up
a bit of muscle, like, or whatever. Yeah,
but to be
a few
fair,
more biscuits, put on a fat.
Do you know what? But you strike me as somebody like that. You enjoy the training too, though, because you're training at the minute is animalistic.
I haven't always in the past, because primarily I suppose because I used to let myself go and get out of shape, and
it was more so much harder to come back.
It was more like Weight Watchers, and the training was a torture.
Just imagine Spike on a Saturday morning at some hotel queuing up with all these big women going, well, you won't believe it, girls. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Like fucking Weight Watchers.
That's what my fucking training camps used to be like, But these days, I'm far more disciplined, and I'm never get, before I used to be, in excess of 2 stone overweight, and a nightmare, But these days, return to camp, 8 pounds overweight, so, which is...
And how long had you been away from camp? Would say away from,
for a few months, but I train now all the time. When I'm in Cork, I train at the Marley Green in UCC.
Yeah, there you go.
I pretty much go 7 days a week. I don't kill myself every day, but
stay active.
I go there and I do various things, like my coach down there, Dave O'Connell. I do different stuff and stay on top of things, And then when I come back to camp, so it makes a hell of a difference.
Jesus,
no doubt. A different fighter, a different man, all together to my pastime.
Is that a maturity thing too?
Maturity thing, yeah. I like to say one of my favourite sayings is you can't pull no old head and young shoulders, and when you're young, you just fucking think you can do what you want, eat what you want, and get away with it, and not train.
You can to a degree, I suppose, when you're very young, like maybe 21, 22. Like
you can, but like what I would say is, when I was 23, making my debut or whatever, and now 34-year-old Spike O'Sullivan would absolutely crucify the 23-year-old Spike O'Sullivan,
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
Because, just as I say, you can't put an old head in young shoulders. Right now, I'm, twice the man I was back then.
Yeah. How many fights in do you think it takes to because you would know every boxer, kind of, I suppose, in the top 10, like, you know what I mean? But at what stage do you reckon it takes a fella to kind of click in and go, all right, I'm taking this shit seriously? Or is it down to the individual? Like,
I'd say it's probably down to the individual. I'd imagine, I mean, I think so, yeah. It's probably down to the individual. I suppose, like, sometimes I see quotes on Twitter and stuff like that, like, everyone's on a different journey, like, and your own is unique to yourself.
Yeah, of course, like, yeah.
I think people are probably becoming dedicated more or earlier now than I did, because people are getting more educated. And,
yes, yeah.
Whereas I used to be just...
Well, I suppose if you think about it, like, you started boxing, there was no internet. You know what I mean? So the world was very insular. Like, it was just Cork, Dublin, Ireland fighting. And then all of a sudden now we're in the latter end of the teens. And sure, I mean, you can... If you need inspiration, you could look at a fellow live nearly on YouTube training in fucking Vegas now. You know what I mean? Like, so
you can try.
So you go, okay, so that's the path I need to do. Like, because you were kind of, I suppose, a bit pathless until...
Absolutely, yeah.
Well,
that and... Not... Yeah, well, to an extent, but that was kind of there as well. And I started off a little bit.
I suppose, yeah.
But I was just stupid fucker, like. Confident in the way, like, and... just believed in my ability, kind of, and
it probably in one way it probably went against you, is that you were naturally fucking very
good.
You know what I mean? You naturally were very fucking good. Like,
naturally, I was pretty good. I would, I was fairly good, and I was always very strong. Naturally, very strong, physically strong. So that stood to me, and I got away with a lot of things because I was so physically strong.
Is that like
even if I wasn't cardiovascularly as fit as other guys, I could tire them up by the strength that I have, physical strength,
I get you.
Impose that on them. And,
and you can just bull into that fella.
Wear them down, and my hard punching, so I used to get away with a lot of shortcuts, but I don't take them anymore. I'm gone the opposite way now.
Because Jesus Christ, one of the most impressive, just delicious to watch was it Antoine?
Yeah, Antoine Douglas, yeah. I've actually remained friends with him. We exchange a few messages now and again.
Right, yeah.
Nice guy, but look... The night we met there and that fight, I was the underdog in the bookmakers.
Which I couldn't believe. It was like...
well, he was younger. I think he was 8 years younger than me, and he was I think he had a big reputation, man. He'd achieved a lot, and I understood that he was a favourite, but I always knew I was going to win because the Spike O'Sullivan that was fighting Antoine Douglas that night wasn't the Spike O'Sullivan that fought Chris Eubanks 2 years prior to it, that kind of thing. I knew that myself, and only I knew that. Well, not only me, but one or two but it wasn't partly I knew.
Jeez, that's like horses in a way, like, isn't it? Like, to kind of try and get the inside track on what a fella's going, how a fella's going, like.
Yeah, it's like I knew a man there 3 years, he was the doggy man he was calling me, he was the greyhounds, but sometimes he told me they wouldn't train a dog at all. They'd leave him just wander around and walk around. They wouldn't train him, and they put him into a few races and
get his name back.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they start training him, and then they put a bet on him when he's at like big odds, and they'd fucking win, like, obviously clear out.
Is that what you're fucking doing, Spike? Is that what you were doing?
That's what I was doing all along. Took a few beatings and.
Well, to be fair, I mean, your beatings were few and far between, like.
Yeah. I've been beaten twice by two good fighters, Please Saunders and Chris Eubank Jr. I think I'd certainly beat Eubank anyway if I fought him again.
Yeah, you totally would. You totally would, like.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like the demolition job you did on, because it was hard. It'd be hard to gauge what the fuck went on with some of the lads, because you know what I mean. You just massacred them early, but I mean, your man Antoine, they were rating him so highly, and then you just took him to school, like, So watching even that fight, I was going, if you put Eubank, you can nearly drop him in there now.
Yeah,
because he's just gone into the warm-up session now.
I reckon it'll be something similar to Lemieux. I think I'm going to destroy him.
Yeah.
I think I just checked in the bookmakers, he's favourite as well for this fight, but I can kind of understand where they're coming from too. He's 5 years younger than me, and he's also a former world champion. So they think they have him slightly favourite.
That's great. That's great.
But I like it,
yeah.
I like to make my fans money,
Yeah, and on top of that, creates a bit of drama. I mean, if you were absolute odds-on favourite, you went in, minced him. It's like, oh yeah, that's what we guessed. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's sports entertainment at the end of the day. People want to be entertained, and it's going to be fun to actually watch. We watched a few fights of yours in the comedy club. You know that?
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brian.
Yeah. Oh, Brian is great. He puts it up on the big screen there. Yeah.
Brilliant. I was actually on a call there to Quebec just before we hooked up for this podcast, and. They said they've got quite a few fans in Quebec, actually.
No doubt.
They're rooting for me against Lemieux.
There's a load.
Even though he's Canadian.
There's a load of Canadian people listen to this.
Yeah. Great. What a beautiful place. The people were so nice when I was there, man.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. Like.
Yeah. Fantastic. It really was. I must say that now,
Sure, I suppose there's tons of Irish going over there, and there's a reason why they stayed. Like, it's...
not even. It was just the people from Quebec themselves were so nice, man.
And we were talking when over dinner, and you were saying that the fucking moustache gets you caught out for being French. You really have to get a stripy T-shirt,
I know,
a little beret, a walker, and then start speaking with your accent, and it just melts people's fucking heads altogether.
I know, a stick of bread as well.
Yeah, cycling around with some onions around your neck. Why not?
Yeah,
it's their version of being, I suppose, a leprechaun. And I mean, the idea is, I mean, obviously it's Alvarez. Would it be? I mean, is it Alvarez Triple G? It's always going to be Alvarez anyway, wasn't it? I mean, Triple G was on the cards too at one stage, wasn't he? And you kind of told, did you tell them to shove it up their hole, kind of a thing?
Well, financially it wasn't great, It was short notice. It was 3 weeks. I was still prepared to take the fight, but financially it wasn't very good. And this way, the route I'm after taking, Golden Boy gave me an offer. The fight the night before Triple G, and then fight on the undercard Triple G and Golovkin, and then
right, yeah.
So it's worked out much better for me financially as well.
It's more of a kind of a legit way to it, isn't it? Like, in a way, like, because in the kind of sense that I'll go on in there and hear financially this that, you go no. I go the longer route if you're all right, because I'll mince him when I get him the next time. Like, I wait in the long grass for him, don't you worry. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Because it's nearly like going in there, like, or whatever. But it's I think it was way cooler the way I was reading. It was like, oh, cool.
I have more time to prepare for it, and he's older than me. I think he's on the way down as well. If Canelo doesn't beat him, I believe I will then. What
was the deal with Canelo? He reckoned he had tainted beef or something. He did.
Yeah.
How much beef would you want to eat for testosterone to show up in your testosterone to show up in your system?
Yeah, I don't really know.
What do you reckon?
I don't know. I actually I done a drug test there myself, and I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and the guy done the test. He's from the WBC. He reckoned that he was telling the truth. That Canelo was saying he cut his hair and gave hair samples and proved his innocence, and that he's actually bought him guilty. You know, I think it was just people like to jump on the bandwagon and say,
of course,
he was a drug cheat, like, you know. But I don't know the guy. I've never met Canelo, and I hope he's not, you know, because.
Yeah, well, who wants to...
So, you know, maybe he's not. Like he said he wasn't, and he did give the hair sample. And
but South American beef is supposed to be fucking rife with it.
Yeah. It's meant to be.
Just pumping the engine dust.
That's what they said as well. That's what the WBC fella said to me. The guy that gave me the drug test as well there. He's from the UK, but he lives in Ireland. And they contacted him and said to come up and surprise me or whatever. But I'm good with that anyway, because I never took a drug in my life. Like, so.
How often is this standard issue? 4 weeks out, you know.
I'm enrolled. Like, I'm there for. I give them my whereabouts, you know, pretty much 24 hours a day, so they can turn up anytime they want, and I'm cool with that though. I like that. I think, you know, that it's good, and they should do more of it, because catch out the people that do cheat, you know. Yeah.
I'd say that at the higher end, there probably isn't too many doing it anymore, is it?
Jeez, I don't know about that, but
do you reckon?
I'd say there's good for well, alright, I reckon, but you know, in boxing, I think there should be a lot of testing, because, you know, it's not like I love all sports, and I wouldn't disrespect any other sport, but just say, for example, a swimming race, obviously, look, they all train hard and want to win a race, but you know, if you lose a swim race, you're not going to die.
Yes,
Whereas
yeah.
In a boxing match, if you're enhancing yourself to be stronger or have more stamina or whatever, and be able to throw powerful punches for a prolonged time,
point, yeah.
You kill somebody, you know. So I think cheating in boxing, you should go to jail, you know, for maybe attempted murder. I think should be the charge, because
that's a really valid point.
You're attempting to kill someone, like, basically, you know.
Yeah, because you haven't played by the fucking rules.
Yeah. So like, I feel very, very strong, and I feel as though there's a possibility I feel so strong that I could kill somebody, you know. Not that I would obviously ever like to even injure someone.
I get what you're saying. Kill him, you have like the ability,
a lot of strength and a lot of power, and I feel as though I could quite possibly kill someone. You know, Jesus, God forbid, you know, touch wood. Like I wouldn't even like to injure a person, but you know, but if that happens, you know, it'd be tough to live with. But I mean, if you took drugs and you were to you know, kill somebody, most fighters have children, and they all obviously have family.
Yeah.
You know, how could you live with yourself if you knew that you took drugs and caused damage like that? I think, you know, I wouldn't like to have it on my conscience, you know.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, where did they make, because that's just as we talk about it, which fight was it again? They measured you, they came in legging it into you.
Yeah,
they measured your, did they put it in your glove or your hand straps, what was it?
Like little tags in your gloves, and they monitor
on the backs of your hands.
The impact, yeah. The impact, the speed of your punches, the amount of punches, all this kind of thing. It was a PBC show in Boston. I fought a guy called Melvin Betancourt, and I registered just over 1,100 pounds of pressure.
Jesus Christ almighty, like, that's like a hydraulic press. Like.
Yeah, it's very powerful, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And it wasn't this punch you thought you threw?
No, it wasn't, because they asked me, they said, which punch, just out of interest, which punch you think it was. I said it was almost when I knocked them out with. They said, no, it was just prior to that. It was another punch you threw just before it.
Was that the body shot one?
It was actually a body shot, yeah.
Poor bastard. Bastard.
Yeah. Tough fucker, though, you know.
That'd be a sore one to wake up to now, because you must have broken his ribs, did you?
I don't know, I never say he couldn't speak English anyway. He was quite...
He could speak it before the fight.
Yeah.
You knocked all the English out of him.
He was in a lot of pain, you know, but I don't know.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. But I tell you though, that's, you know, as we go back to that's a thing to be aware of. There's a world of the, like, steakhouses here in Dublin and stuff for a while. I don't know if they've outlawed it now, but I remember during, like, 5 or 6 years ago, they were offering Brazilian beef and Argentinian beef the whole time. And I remember
I didn't even know that.
One got humpy with me. It was a steak place.
I actually had a load of Brazilian beef. Come think about it, and alright, where are we again? Bloody hell, Florida. But it was a while back. It was
that's where we come from. Yeah,
that's where we had it. It was lovely, actually.
Oh, no doubt.
We used to go to this Brazilian buffet place.
Well, they know how to cook beef. In fairness, they do.
It was unbelievable buffet, man. You paying about. It wasn't even that expensive, really, but it was small but expensive, but not massively expensive.
Yeah.
We used to go in myself, Pascal, his wife Joan, and another fighter, Stephen Norman. I think you know.
Oh, yeah, The Rock.
The Rock, yeah. We used to go in and have a buffet most nights. Fucking unbelievable food.
And that's it. Yeah, they do eating. Big eating in America.
Big eating, yeah.
By Jesus Christ, we're only farts of humans in comparison to someone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I have a fierce appetite myself, actually. So.
That's the thing. How many calories do you reckon?
I don't know. I don't count calories. Like, you know, I pretty much.
But you must have to rack up 5,000-6,000 on a bit hard training day. You must have.
I'd say I do. Yeah. I would imagine.
Jeez, I should have brought fattier biscuits.
Nah. All right.
But that's the thing. I remember I was in a restaurant it was in Ranelagh. And it was prided itself on being a steak giant. And this one, she had all the spiel, this one, like on all the to do with the steaks and stuff. She goes, and this one is from Argentina, this one's from Buenos Aires. And you're going, all right, where's the Irish one? And she got, like, as if I was after asking for the shit one. And she went, I'll have to ask Chef, that'd be great, yeah. So she came in, she went, actually, we don't have any actual Irish-based beef here today. I went, that's grand, okay. So myself and herself got up, walked out the fucking door. Okay, it was just because you're going to get the best beef in the world here. Now, whatever, like the likes of the Brazilian restaurant stuff, they do know how to cook it really well. But you're going to get the best beef here. At least you'll know it's the cleanest beef here. Anyway,
I go up the road there to put you in Silkway. I was up there 3 times this week, steak on the stone. Lovely, man.
Lovely stuff.
Hard to beat. Like
well, look, on top of that too, you have Charlo from Gymtrition.
I do indeed, yeah. Lovely food he keeps me supplied with the top quality food there. If you could see a few bags of it there.
A few bags. Jesus Christ, I thought you were after getting a takeaway. Then I spotted the sticker on it. I was like, the total opposite to a takeaway.
Oh, jeez, no. Great food there, like, you know.
And what do you do here in camp? You're in camp here in the City West. Like, will you eat that here, or is that from down home when you go down home over the 3 days of the weekend? Like,
but I eat it here while I'm in camp as well, and I sneak out and have the odd steak.
Yeah,
but
I mean...
but after training there down the gym, and I have it here in the hotel, sometimes I warm it up and bring it home then as well.
Yeah, you can't go too far wrong with a steak down the old putting still. I got one in there before. They do it well inside.
It is.
But do you know I was talking, and it was an interesting thing because it actually struck me. I forget every so often, like when you meet a gang of fighters, like as comedians, right? I walk into a gang of comedians. They're fucking ripping each other hard, like, and there's an aggressive fucking, and it's not even that. It's like fellas who are kind of half. You meet some people that are really kind of sad, and then some people that seem really happy. But there's always a fucking, it's like an underlying uncalmness, if you know what I mean. Like, and it doesn't with me. It kind of doesn't sit well. It's like, relax, life would be okay. It's all right. You know what I mean? Like, there isn't a boogeyman about to come around the corner and stab you. It's okay. You don't have to feel inadequate in life. Like, but it always still strikes me when I walk, like, especially meeting you and like any lads, the level of just gentle soulness. It's honestly, it's just and I talked about this with David McSavage. You remember the Savage Eye? The comedy a couple of years back. He was on the podcast a while ago, and he's a mad bastard, like. But he could not. When we spoke about you and fighters and stuff like that, he's because he's big into psychology and looking into people and stuff. But he was like, but it's just look at where their zen is at. Like, he says, they're doing something that we were built to do physically from fucking 10,000 years ago. That's probably what you had to do to get around during the day. You know what I mean? Like, do you know? Yeah. But there's a chillness with fighters too, though. Typically, or I mean, do you meet many dickheads? Like,
very few, very few. I think very, very, very few. Fighters are all. I have this conversation with regular with sparring partners that come in, and they always become good friends, and there's very, very few dickheads in boxing. To be honest, I think a lot of them, particularly the fellas that stay around for longer and become more experienced, they get an air of calmness because you're confident in your ability and you're very calm. There's no need to get excited about stuff, and just relaxed and calm and confident, like, and at ease. Yeah, comfortable in your skin.
And it's how is it? Are you at this stage would say, obviously Pascal being your coach, who manages then would say when a fight is like, let's do this, to fight night? Who puts out that program? Like, cause
Pascal is he's my coach and my manager.
Right.
It's kind of good,
And who selects or how does the flag go up? Is there almost like, I was going to say like a group on Facebook looking for sparring partners? Like, listen, we need a fella slightly bigger and looks like, has a reach of this. How does that go?
For this particular fight, I reached out to Billy Joe Saunders, who'd had fought Lemieux already, and Billy Joe gave me he told me about Daryl there, for example. Daryl
Yeah.
And recommended one or two other guys who I've sparred in preparation for Lemieux. You try and look for guys as similar stylistically to your future opponent, So that's why Daryl is here and others,
I like that. You fought Billy Joe, and you still stayed right good friends with him.
Yeah. It's respect. You gain respect. It's weird. A way of respect. We punch shit out of each other, and I've sparred with Billy Joe since then as well, and I've hung out with him in London and been at a few of his fights and sparred him and whatnot. Trained with him, and we're good friends.
And like that, you said
it's a weird thing. Like I said to Daryl today in the car, we were driving home to the gym. Like we were just a few minutes from the gym, and I said, like, we're just about to punch the head off each other. It was fucking weird, And
it is weird.
We're having a laugh in the car.
It is weird. If you wrote it down on paper and went, two lads travelled together to a building, went into the building, put on gloves, and knocked the bollocks out of each other for a bunch of rounds, like.
And then we just whatever have a wash and not together, but we don't do that part together. But
that's a pity, because I felt a rapport between the two of you. You seem to be really good friends.
Soap and water, all right, like, but we have to not say,
But that's only Pascal. He insists on it, as far as I know.
Yeah, he loves that kind of thing.
He wants all his fighters to wash each other down.
And then we should, after battering the head off each other, we went for a meal,
Yeah.
After you came up when we were there, yeah.
It's a strange one when you do think about it, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And I mean, and was he the only sparring partner you brought in for this one then?
No. I've quite a few, and I've more in America waiting for me when I get over there. So
I love that. Like
they're nearly 4 in America, so
right
lined up,
And it where are you training boxing or in Boston?
I train in Boston. I'm going to train out in a place called Braintree. It's a private kind of a gym that
I know. Braintree.
No one sees the sparring.
You live near there.
Like where, obviously in Celtic Warrior Gym, no one's going to see the sparring, and similar Braintree. And then I'm going to go to Vegas, and I've been offered a nice gym out there as well, and
lovely.
I've been talking to Dan White actually, and he's offered me to use his facility there.
I see that he liking a lot of your stuff on Instagram. All right,
is he?
Yeah, he's liking a lot of. I'm probably keeping more of an eye on your Instagram than you do.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, your phone, I swear to God, I don't know who. Is that an Apple or I don't know.
Samsung, probably the best phone ever.
Fair play to Samsung, because your phone, Jesus Christ, it's ready to walk out the door.
I know, yeah, it's fucking unbelievable.
Like I come out after something like a gig or whatever, and you've a handful of notifications, and even I've had friends who aren't in the entertainment business at all. I go, Jesus Christ, your phone is blown up. I go, no, you need to see Spike's phone.
I get in or there about 1,000 a day.
I'd well believe it.
Some days more. Yeah.
Have you thought about hiring like an intern, like or something, just a PA?
Yeah. I got someone that does Instagram for me and
Facebook. Do they?
Yeah,
because I couldn't imagine being able
I do Twitter myself, but I keep them informed, obviously,
That's hilarious, like that you just don't have, and that's actually the beautiful thing to hear, that I don't have fucking time for Facebook or Instagram, like.
I don't have time now. Well, it's hard at the time. You're training so much. Sometimes I'm training 3 times a day, and when I go home for the weekends, I like to spend some time with my kids and my missus, of course. And
have you had a new child since I met you last?
No.
He was fresh. He was fresh. He was fresh.
Yeah. He's fresh enough. He's 2 now.
He's flying around classic little savage.
Yeah, I get back from the fight, and he'll be 2 then, just turning 2.
Brilliant.
I missed his first birthday actually. I was in fighting again in September. I fought on his birthday. I missed his birthday anyway.
Right. Well, the only thing is, he won't remember.
No, it was his first birthday and all.
Yeah, I know. It's raging to miss it. I suppose.
It's for his future, And,
yeah, sorry. I was on telly there knocking the bollocks out of a fella. Like,
yeah.
I recorded for you.
Yeah, I did. I recorded it.
But in fairness to you, like, geez, you're some man to give your time. Like, you're up to your bollocks here now, and you said, pop away on out there and we get the podcast going there, Tom. Like, being this close to a fight, there's no way I was expecting. Like, I was going to grab you a cup of tea or whatever, but not just me. Like the hilarious thing you were telling me. I don't know if you want to mention it or if you want to leave it quiet, but how nice you're being to that chap that you don't even fully know tomorrow evening. Like, giving him a spin.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sure. Why not?
And even, but any organisation, Cork or otherwise, if I kind of get an inkling that I know Spike, Gary, Gary did it, and it's quite literally they list off this litany of things you've done. It's like, how does sleep ever come into the equation, or?
I don't feel like I need to sleep that much in a lot of time. But when I'm training, sometimes you're a bit tired. Sometimes you would want to sleep, but I don't ever need to sleep. Like, no, I go around do a lot of things, and
Clearly, yeah.
You know, I just take it in my stride, and sometimes I do a good few things in one day, you know.
Yeah.
Just go around and visit a few places in one day. It's no big deal to me.
Because it was the Rainbow Club down in Mahon.
Yeah. Oh, you've dealt with them loads of times. They're great people, actually. John and Karen there, I've known them for years, and they do a great job, man.
Some of them for the sandwiches. We were filming over her house, like, and Jesus Christ, the sandwiches.
They're great people, boy. And John as well, like. So
Yeah.
Like.
It was
they do the ball every year, and I've been I've made every single one that I could make. Like, unless I was out of the country, like I went to my way, I got to all of them.
Fucking hell, I died. Yeah,
great nights actually. Is it like they're great?
I mean, you have to be seen to give your time. You have your time, but I think you don't just pay lip service. You do actually.
Yeah, I rather that, like, rather than just I'm not going to name any charities, but just if you're something and you sign up to say for something to give a certain amount of money every month or whatever.
I get you, yeah.
I'm not really into that. Like,
you'd sooner give your time.
Yeah, I'd rather give my time and see what the results are rather than sending some money into a bank account every
because you can go out to, you have more control over it that way too. Like, you know what I mean? You can actually give personally to it.
You see what's happening, like.
Yeah,
you see what's going on, like, you know, and you see that the results of your work, you know.
And have you been dropped any proteges? You know what I mean? Like, at what stage does Pascal take in a pro boxer? Like, I mean, I know he has the gym open to lads who just want to train in the evening or whatever.
I offered my advice to all the guys in the gym, you know, but they're all kind of good fighters themselves. And
I suppose, yeah.
I'd be the most experienced guy in the gym now, I suppose, me and Stephen Ormond, you know, and we like to share ideas between us, and I try to help everyone out if I can, like. And
that's the thing, like, I mean, do you, like, is there a thing where you go, Jesus, where you want to get a bit creative? Obviously, I mean, it is an art form in itself anyway, what you're doing, like, it is a martial art, like, in what you're doing, like, is there ever, you know, do times come and go, you know what, this is really working. I never tried this before, and this is really working, like.
Well, me and Pat's going to have practiced numerous combinations for different style of fighters that we fight, and you know, so yeah, things. I believe this fight now, things are really starting to work. Combinations I've been working on, and I think click, yeah.
Because, like I said, and that Antoine one, Jesus Christ, I could have watched it over and over again. Like it was the combos and just the speed of him. It looked like Street Fighter. You went out to give him a kind of a look, and you said, "Oh no, you're off. You're going down."
I think I'm after Vincent since then as well.
Jeez, I cannot wait for this. So.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real party. You know, I think it's going to be fucking great.
Do you know what? I won't keep you any longer because I know your phone is going to fucking.
Yeah, I've another guy waiting for me.
And you've another bloke waiting for you there now, and you probably have a sauna to do and everything before.
Yeah, we're going to do a sauna actually in Steam. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. I mean, anybody who's probably listened to this probably follows you, and I'll put your links in the description. But I mean, like that. Fight night, when is it exactly? So we can just announce it.
Just over 3 weeks, September 15, yeah.
Brilliant stuff. You're fighting in Vegas, and you're going to knock the living bollocks out of poor old Lemieux.
Yeah.
Mark his words.
For him, like.
You'll be. This is your second time on the podcast. You'll be back on it again. We'll be talking about how this fella was just another fucking bump in the road.
No doubt.
Yeah. Spike O'Sullivan, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Dan.
Cheers, brother.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the biscuits.
Well, there you go. Thank you very, very much to Mr. Spike. What a fucking legend. Like I said, keep an eye on that fight. Keep an eye on that fight, everybody, because I'll tell you one thing. Next move is either fucking Triple G or Canelo. This is our boy. Sometimes you don't want to jinx it and go, oh, I think he's going to do it. He is looking fucking pretty sharp. I'm not joking with you. I gave the guy a hug on the way out the fucking door there. It was like grabbing a fucking bag of hammers. Oh, mother of fucking Jesus Christ. Every bit of the gun was fucking rock solid. So thank you very, very much, Spike, and the very best of luck to him. We'll be all fucking rooting and shouting and roaring and hollering. I'll be all over fucking Twitter, so don't you worry if you're wondering about the upkeep of it and all the rest of it. But do follow him. Spike underscore O'Sullivan is his Twitter handle. It's probably the best one to get him on. But like that, if you Google, if you check him out on Instagram, you'll find it pretty. There's very little people call him Gary Spike O'Sullivan. There might be a few fake accounts, but look, you'll find him handy enough. Thank you very much for listening. Obviously, catch me on all usual platforms of social shite, like Tom O'Mahony Comedy. Will find it on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and on Chatty Snaps, it's Tom Bear O'Mahony. For gigs, if you are wondering where you're going to catch my fucking big head, there's more gigs to be loaded onto the fucking site, or onto the website. But for now, have a gander, see if any of them fucking suit you. I'm going to be in Dublin a bit, but I like that. I'll be going to be around the country, and there are, like I said, there's more to be added. So for now, check it out on tomomahony.com/gigs, I think, or just go into tomomahony.com. There's not that many pages. I can't be 100% sure if it's /gigs, but if you just go in, you'll find gigs up the top. You'll find the podcast up the top too, if that's where you're fucking listening through. For now, go on away. Send me on some pictures from the fucking weekend. It was a quiet weekend last weekend. I didn't ask for them. And give Patreon a look if you're going to feel fucking sweet about it. Drive on and have a smashing weekend. I'll talk to you all on Tuesday.